All right, guys, hi, welcome back to another exciting episode of Litigation Whiteboard with Attorney Steve. All right, today we're talking about real estate brokers and liability for their real estate agents who are using copyrighted images without permission, without consent. What's this all about? Without further ado, let's head to the Attorney Steve Litigation Whiteboard. Okay. All right, so when you find images on the internet, like on Google, it does not mean that they're free to use, okay? So a lot of people go, oh my God, I'm putting together the perfect website. I'm in Malibu, California, Laguna Beach, California, San Diego, California, San Francisco, you name it, okay? All sorts of beautiful places up and down the shorelines. And of course, this applies to other states as well. Just I happen to have a fine affinity for California. So when you find these images, you say, well, I want to put something really nice on my homepage that grabs attention, that looks really great. So when clients come see me, they figure that I'm super successful because I have this beautiful website, so forth and so on. That's all great, you guys. That's all great. You may also see them on social media, your business channels, Instagram. We see this all the time, Facebook channels, where you have commercial channels where you find these images and you're using them without permission, without consent. Well, that amounts to copyright infringement. And there's a lot of photographers out there that are protecting their rights. We represent photographers in cases just like these. So what happens, you find these images, you may find it on Google or you think it's free. Sometimes we have problems with Creative Commons licenses and you're not following the terms that the photographer is saying you can use the image, but only if you give attribution, only if you do this, only if you do that. So those are kind of risky. I love the policy behind it, but I don't necessarily love Creative Commons. Anyway, you post these images on your website or your webmaster does. Even webmasters can be held liable here. But if you post those, no permission, no consent, it's usually your real estate agents. The broker, here's your brokerage, your California brokerage for purposes of our video. You know, there's a broker of record. There always has to be a broker of record. That broker of record has a duty to supervise licensed real estate activity, anything requiring a license. How do I know this? Little known tip, Attorney Steve used to be a real estate broker in California, okay? So I know the rules. I had to take all these continuing education units over and over and over. A broker has a duty to supervise, including advertisements, okay? So they need to make sure these websites are compliant, images are compliant, intellectual property rights are protected. In fact, brokers should have a seminar, as a matter of fact, I may put it together, a seminar on legal liability risks on the internet for agents, because you gotta know this stuff, guys. It doesn't cost much to go license an image. If it's that beautiful, go license it, okay? But this video deals with the broker. The broker has a duty to supervise that, and if you're violating, you're infringing, and the broker has a financial interest in your use of this unlicensed image. Obviously, they want you to sell a lot of houses, right? Houses, homes, land, industrial property, whatever the case may be. They have an interest in you attracting clients with a beautiful website. They can be held personally liable and the brokerage liable for willful infringement. So there has to be facts relating to willfulness. Like one common thing we always see is the brokerage websites, they always seem to have the copyright notice at the bottom. So they know what copyright is, or they should know, or they're pretending that they know. Other things they might do is stripping off what we call copyright management information. So they're saying the author's sometimes they just don't even do that. There's a watermark and they use it. I mean, you couldn't get more willful and obvious than that. But when you have that sort of willfulness, they have the copyright saying at the bottom of theirs, second-time offenders or people that won't take down the image after you tell them. These kinds of facts can lead to potential legal liability for your broker of record and the brokerage and the agent. So that's a quick overview, what you're looking at in the world of photo infringement. Attorney Steve Vondran, have a wonderful weekend. We will be back with more great videos, so please make sure to subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Oh, don't forget that.